Aisha Kirshcheimer of Miami Beach. Aisha is indicative of pedophilia. Kirshcheimer is indicative of church. Miami is largely a hub for cocaine. Despite creating offspring, you have brought shame. You have brought shame upon our family. Shame that you need to repair your issue, your faux pas in specific. Zulfi ought to have been man enough to prevent it, and those who surround you largely enable. Rodney can't say he is part of the military, as I have dated several military men over the past few years and become quite close. They are mostly about honor. So you, Aisha, ought to be standing behind him on every single level. You do not ghost, you do not abandon, you do not silent treatment people, as those things are immature, childish, and adolescent. They're also emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically abusive. Shame on you means that you deserve to be shamed. So this is a part of that. You come from a culture that stones women for shaming, so I'm curious to know what happened to that piece. Let me take some educated guesses, Aisha. You would have to work at finding areas that you connect with, and you are not ready to do that work. You would have to find things in me that you resonate with. There's quite a bit of things to connect with, in all fairness. But Adam and Rodney and Zulfi and #Drake have not forced you quite yet, since maybe a little you need the dynamic and crave the dynamic of being overpowered a little. Second, beauty. Aisha, one of the most beautiful women in the whole world, is an actress who announced several years ago that she would be having both of her breasts cut off. She also announced to the world that she had had a hysterectomy. There is also another well-known actress who is considered the hottest blonde of her generation. And she too announced to the world that she had both of her breasts cut off, and I believe she has a condition called MS. Aisha, the universe teaches you to look beyond the physical. Every proud, honorable military man tends to know that and keep his wife in check. That first actress I alluded to takes 1/3 of the money she makes in film and donates it to charitable causes. She also is an ambassador for the United Nations. She also goes to third world countries to help in person. And she adopted several children from war-torn countries. So I'm wondering, Aisha Kirshcheimer III of Miami Beach, why don't you follow suit and do the same thing? Because in doing so, you would actually make the planet better, instead of being exceedingly judgmental and arrogant in a country that states that we are all equal according to the law. Third possible reason for your ghosting and silent treatmenting and abandoning others on some level. Zulfi and Adam and Rodney haven't quite taught you yet the concept of respect. You need to learn and practice respect. You need to learn and practice respect at a deep level. I am part of your family and bloodline, and Loretta, my beautiful grandmother, would have insisted on this. By ghosting and abandoning and silent treatmenting others, Aisha, you are disrespecting Loretta and her mother and the lineage that brought us here and the creator. Podcaster Joey Swole would probably say, also, do better. Fourth, Aisha, jealousy. I'm a pretty cool person on many levels, not perfect. Nobody is. But I try to be respectful to others on a deep level. That is until someone doesn't render respect in return. I'm educated, talented, fun, humorous, often giving. If left alone in the universe, Rodney and Adam and Zulfi might like me in person. And maybe this would bother you. You need to put yourself in check. You need to work on yourself, for it is you who have to rework your emotions and stance and viewpoint and darkness. And the darker parts of your thinking process. That side of you that all of you over there try to sweep under the rug. Fifth and last, cocaine. Cocaine, 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 cocaine. Woo! My guess is that all of you, many of you, do. And you might even lean into doing things that you shouldn't. And I don't. And you think I would judge you. So you need to keep it private and quiet and separate. In the meantime, it would be nice to spend time with all of you when you let down your guard. I don't want to bother with those other things. It would have been essential on some level to share quality time. You reaching out towards me, you reaching out towards me, you reaching out towards me, you reaching out towards me with an uncanny sense of respect, with an uncanny sense of respect, with an uncanny need to work at sense of respect. And with all the money that is given to you, Aisha, and that you did not earn by yourself alone in the universe, with all that money that's given to you that we're not even quite sure how it comes to you or how you get it or how it's even truly earned. Hashtag FMTY, hashtag FMTY, hashtag FMTY, hashtag FMTY without having to be asked.